Right, thank you, Chad. Okay, at this time then, let's see, Mr. Reynolds, you want to come up and give us a summary of the closed session?
I certainly will. At the meeting of the closed session, discussion was had with respect to the unprofessional conduct on the part of the executive director of the Crookston Housing and Economic Development Authority. Discussion was had with respect to the failure of the executive director of the Crookston Housing and Economic Development Authority to effectively communicate with city officials.
Okay. Is there any potential action that this committee would like to see brought forward?
I'll make that motion
What motion would you like to make?
to terminate.
We have a motion to terminate Mr. Hoyseth.
I second.
Delane seconds. Any discussion?
Could we add a word to that end, Clayton? To terminate immediately?
Correct. That would be fine.
Well, that'll be. Hearing,
Friendly amendment.
okay.
Friendly amendment, yeah.
Hearing no other discussion, can we have, do we want roll call or just?
Roll call.
You want roll call?
Vote.
Okay.
Okay. Jurdy,
Aye.
Briggs,
Aye.
Cavalier,
Aye.
Kressel,
Aye.
Platt,
Aye.
Melby,
Aye.
Steenbrook,
Aye.
Okay, so that passes and we will take the appropriate actions here. I will get that rolling immediately. The next up is board direction to the staff about the transition. Hand that off to you, Amy. I mean, is that,
Yes, we just had a couple things we wanted clarification from the board on us moving forward with myself and Cheetah staff so that we're making sure we're meeting your expectations. One of them is the bylaws do state that the treasurer, which was elected as Clayton, is one of the signers on the accounts. In the past, it has been the president or chairman, the treasurer, and then Tiffany, Teresa, and the executive director. We would recommend still the president, the treasurer, and Teresa and Tiffany. I don't feel it's necessary at this point to have the interim executive director's name on the accounts, and we did discuss this morning with staff that we think that's an adequate number to achieve the signing of checks, and even if there was bank authorization needed, that we can still meet and continue the functions.
do we need a motion towards that? It's just cleaning up
Not
some verbiage.
really, just wanted to
or-
make sure that was something you were comfortable with.
Yeah, I would agree with that
Okay.
recommendation.
Okay.
And I guess in the coming days, I mean, it'll be a little clearer with,
Likely what we'll see is, I think Teresa and Tiffany are going to reach out to the bank and let them know the names and the election of officers, and then they will be able to have some things for you to sign tomorrow morning. There for Cheetah, that will be uploaded into that system for the signing of checks, and then we'll give you some direction on signing of signature cards at Burmer Bank, so that would be next steps on that. And then the other, we've discussed it a little bit, but I think to do it more formally would be to make sure there's consensus that the city attorney is authorized by statute to represent you as a board. And at this time, is that how you wish to continue forward? There will be and could be specific items that might be directly related to housing, in the same way that we would do at the city for certain labor issues that we may need to seek outside counsel, but generally speaking, is it your consensus to then have the city attorney represent this board?
That would be Corky Randall's, right?
Yes, it would.
I think just having him have a better overview of all of the inner workings of the city, if it's touching housing or touching something within the city, it makes sense to have same legal counsel for them to be fully aware of the situation.
And then I just have a couple more things I'll share with you, and as we move forward and continue developing, myself and staff will continue to keep you informed, but we've had discussions already about ongoing items. We've sat down and discussed agenda for tomorrow. We may all have to give ourselves and each other some grace as we get through that first large agenda. We will be discussing how that looks going forward, and we've also discussed that beginning in August, they would like to get back over to Oak Court in the same fashion that they were in the past. I want to say that I support this recommendation. I believe it's Tuesdays and Thursdays, 1 to 4:30 PM, and for Monday? Wednesdays, 9 to noon. Okay, and that's a published schedule. They will have scheduled Section 8 housing appointments as well as accessibility for Oak Court
And
staff.
there's addition, like for different appointments or something, for special cases or anything? Occasionally we do. You do that, right? Okay.
And that allows them also to continue to support tenants at the Valley Tech Park, which I thought was something really good that came out of that discussion. And then have a quiet space also to get some work done. So that's likely a direction that we'll move forward with. There's some vacation times coming up here in July, so that will likely start in August. I just wanted to let you know those are some of the things we are working through. Certainly don't have everything sorted out, but we'll continue to have those discussions and then reach out to you to keep you informed.
And those are posted on our website and all that, so they're aware, or somewhere for them? I believe it's on the website. If not, it will be on there. Okay, wonderful. Thank you.
Mr. Chairman, I think that's all I had, but I will stand for questions if you have any.
I had a question for you guys. You didn't happen to bring a agenda for tomorrow morning?
It's in the,
Just check, and I'd like to,
We can print some
you
for
want to take a look
you.
at it?
is it?
Yeah, there's the agenda.
So we have a meeting at 1:00.
Okay, I thought I had it, but I don't see it here, okay.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
All right.
We can print those
oh, yeah,
also
you got-
here if
I think
anyone
I
needs
got-
one to take with you. We
Okay.
can get those.
Maybe I'll have you do that.
Okay.
I'll take it with me.
I'll have Ashley remind me to do that when we get
I
it.
know I had it, but do you think I can put my finger on it?
Yes.
Currently, the staff will,
Management.
that's there, and all will stay
Kind of
there.
threw me off, so.
Yes, sir. Unless this board would decide otherwise, and that is not my recommendation to do so. The staff that is currently serving at Cheetah and our housing staff and at Oak Court, they know the ropes. They know how to continue those functions and serve our community and our customers. So it is my recommendation that we work with them, allow me to work with them to keep you informed and to keep things going with some continuity.
Yeah, we definitely need the experience.
Yes.
Is there anything else to come before this, before tomorrow morning at 7 AM,
7
right?
a.m. at Valley Tech Park.
At Valley Tech Park.
7 a.m., huh?
And one of you guys will open the door? Okay.
I just asked them to make sure they had coffee ready for me, because I need coffee before I can think and see
They always
people
have
and stuff.
Anything, what, Joe?
No, no.
Anything else?
And I was just wondering, just to get us up to speed a little faster, we're gonna try to meet after council meetings.
I think so, yes. I haven't had a lot of time to work through some of those things. I think it would make sense to look at scheduling the Cheetah Board meetings to coincide with your council days, especially as we're coming up to speed on some things. There's a lot on the agenda for tomorrow that I think there will be some questions and some things that you'll want to ask or dig in a little bit more to. So I think it would be nice and with the
Well,
council.
I understand that, but I also know what happens when these get too lengthy. And all of a sudden, everybody's nodding off or losing interest or wants to smoke. And it's time that things just get shoved through. So I would like to see for a while where we kind of concentrate so we know which hat we're wearing. And we're at Valley Tech Park and we're doing our business on there and get things organized. And then at that time, see if maybe there can be a switch. But for right now, my personal preference would be to keep it kind of separated. I just don't like to have too much on one night. I mean, I know sometimes council meetings are short, and without having Ways and Means, it's been, wham bam. But for right now, I think there's gonna be a lot coming through on Cheetah that we need to, policies and procedures that we're gonna be looking at. Maybe not so much of the program stuff, but
I-
I'd like to keep it separate.
Yeah, Mr. President, I'd like to maybe reconsider that at a later time too, because just with all the other things that some of us are involved in, and also being a mother with small children, 7 a.m. sometimes, and it also bleeds into my workday, which I'm sure it does for some other people too. So something to consider for future reference.
How about staff will work to get some proposals in front of you about some options that you could consider? And then we can, there's not a meeting regularly scheduled right now until September. So that gives us a little bit of time. That does not mean you cannot or should not have one before then, but we can work to get some options before you.
Even
to
these
see.
earlier meetings like tonight at 5 or 5:30, where you can still have a meeting and go home and have supper with your family or whatever, they're better than a 7 o'clock one that's gonna last until
Till 10.
their bedtime. That's the way I feel, but I don't mind these personally.
But yeah, just having some options would be nice to
Okay.
kind of see if there's a consensus in that going forward.
Well, if there's nothing else, then we can get adjourned until tomorrow morning, 7 o'clock. That's it.